Hello, dear students of class 11. Very pleasant good morning to you all. Hope all of you are doing well and keeping fine. Dear students, once again we are back in the classroom with our total English unit number 7, pages from 106 to 112. That is what we are going to discuss today. And here we will be learning mainly about the sequence of tens, rule number 1, and the sequence of tens, rule number 2, followed by description of characters in a composition. And if there is time, definitely we will be learning the phrasal verbs. Thus, once again I welcome you all to this class. Please pay attention and take your page number 106, unit number 7. All right. When we speak about the sequence of tense, we mean about the order of the verb that we need to take care. A sequence of tenses is the principle according to which the tense of the verb in the subordinative clause follows the tense of the verb in the principal clause. So, in other words, whatever verb and tense is followed in the principal clause should be followed in the subordinative clause. Is that clear? Yes. Now, sequence of tenses, rule number 1. What are the rules? If the principal clause is in the present or future tense, the tense of the verb in the subordinative clause can be past, present or future depending on the sense conveyed. Once again, the rule is that if the principal clause, the verb is in the present or future, in the subordinative clause, the verb can be of past, present or future depending on the sense conveyed. Example, she says that she has done well in the examination. She says that she will surely get through the examination. Gopal realizes that he has not done the right thing. They will say that their relations have deserted them. Ratan thinks that Savitri will not attend the party. Those are the tenses given there. Now let us see. In the above sentences, the tense in the principal clause is either the present or in the future. The tense in the subordinative clause therefore is present, past or future according to the sense. Now, whenever a subordinative clause expresses a purpose, condition or time, its verb is always in the present tense, even if the verb in the principal clause is in the present or future. Now, don't ask me what is this principal clause or subordinative clause and so on. See, in your lower classes already you have learned different kinds of sentences, isn't it? Different types of sentences: simple sentence, complex sentence, compound sentence. And in a complex sentence, principal clause is there, subordinative clauses are there. You know that. Yes. When we speak about principal clause, we mean that it has got its own subject, predicate, and it is able to stand by itself. It is able to express its full meaning. When we speak about subordinative clause, we understand that it is not able to, subordinative clause is not able to stand by itself or express its full meaning, but it depends on the primary or the principal clause to express its full meaning. That is clear for you. All right. So accordingly, let us see the examples given here on page number 106. She is working hard so that she may pass the examination. Purpose. He will do anything so that he may escape imprisonment. We will not get entry into the exhibition unless we show the tickets. We can excuse you if you promise not to worry others again. They shall leave when the seminar is over. They may wait for me until I come. In all these things, each sentence expresses different purposes, or purpose, condition, all those things are there. So, to fulfill the second part, first one is compulsory, or to complete the meaning of the first part, the second part is necessary. Don't think that always the principal clause will come exactly in the very first part of the sentence. No, that is a wrong idea. Now, accordingly, you are given with assignment number. Insert the correct tense of the verb in the following sentence. Very simple. So, page number 106, 107. 8 SS assignment number, that is your homework. Please go through. Now, in the sequence of tenses, rule number 2, what are the things? Let us see. The past tense in the principal clause must be followed by a tense of the past time in the subordinative clause. Past tense, principal clause, past tense, then in the subordinative clause, past tense of any type. When we speak about past tense of any type, means past continuous, past perfect continuous. That can be there. Example, principal clause. He said that he knew her brother. She told me that she had been suffering since last Friday. The principal knew that the boy would go to his parents. Exceptions are there. Let us see what are those exceptions. Exceptions to this rule are given below. A past tense in the principal clause may be followed by a present tense in the subordinative clause when the subordinative clause expresses some habitual action or universal truth. Past tense in the principal clause can be followed by the present tense in the subordinative clause, especially when it expresses habitual or universal fact. For example, she said that honesty is the best policy. That is the universal truth. Copernicus concluded that the earth goes round the sun. Universal truth. He said that the children are innocent. Habitual action. When the subordinative clause is introduced by some conjunction of comparison, example, then this rule does not apply at all. Any tense can be followed by any tense. Look at the example. That is rather easy for you. She will like you better than she likes me. I like Rita better than you liked her. They took more care of her than they do for their children. When the subordinative clause is an adverb clause denoting place, reason, or comparison, it may be in any tense as required by the sense, even if there is past tense in the principal clause. A sacred river once flowed where now lies the village. He succeeded because she is hardworking. My teacher taught him as much as he teaches me. If the conjunction introducing the subordinative clause is lest, it is always followed by should. Lest should be followed by that. Leather works lest she should fail. Lest should be followed by should. L-E-E-S-T. Please pay attention here. When you use lest, should be followed by In all the expressions, this is very important. Whenever you use this lest, it should be followed by the word should, otherwise it is wrong. Example as given on page number 107, last, Lata works less, she should fail. That is the example given there. Next one is that, run fast lest you should miss the train. She worked hard lest she should fail. Examples are there. Thus, very important, make sure and feed in your memory about this particular rule. Lest should be followed by should. Either should be followed by or. Neither nor. Not only but also. So you have to remember, less should be followed by should in your sentence. When a subordinative clause is introduced by as though or as if, the past tense is generally used to indicate present time. Past tense indicated. As though, as if. Past tense is generally used to indicate the present time, and the past perfect to denote past time. Let us see. Sita walks as if she were lame. Lata walked as if she had been lame. Shyam behaved as though he were mad. Mohan behaved as though he had been mad. That is the way you have to. In conditional sentences, the tense or the verb in the principal clause is future, and that of the verb in the subordinative clause is present. Unless she apologizes, Gita will not forgive her. If it rains today, they will not go out for a walk. If you help me, I shall be very thankful to you. Then accordingly, dear students, page number 108, again your homework is there, assignment number 2. Now, we are moving to page number 109, where you will find this topic, description of characters. So when you describe about a person, it's one of the possible questions that is asked for the composition writing, essay writing. So you may be asked, so what are the things that you need to focus? At least these points you need to develop. Personal description, for example, if you are writing about Mahatma Gandhiji or about me, yes, how I appear before you, what is my hairstyle, what is my expression, what is my body size, shape, how I walk, how I talk, how I behave, all these things that you have to note. Then the second thing that you have to focus here is character as seen by others. So now you have seen me for a long time, almost for the last 5, 6, 10 years. Now, what is your opinion about me? Character as seen by others. Then the third one, the speech. Third one is the speech, the methodology of speech, the way how I speak. Then the fourth one, the last point, my past life before coming here, or how was the life. So we depict characters on page number 109, please pay attention. We depict characters who think, speak and act like people in everyday life. In fact, when we see people in the street or at the gathering, we can learn something about them by their outward appearance, by the way they dress, walk and look. If we talk to a person, we can get to know something about his opinions, the manner in which he expresses them, and his voice and accent. We can also get to know about a person through the opinions of other people, their wives, friends, employees and acquaintances. If we know a person for some time, we get to know how he reacts to people and events. Through personal contact and through other people, we get to know something about a person's past life. This knowledge may help us to explain why a person acts as does. Let us now look at some examples of a few of the ways in which an author attempts to make his characters understandable to his readers. Yes, as personal description, he is trying to make himself to be understood by others. Person, how he appears, personal description. The author can describe a person's appearance and clothes. Here is a description of an old sea caption from Treasure Island. Then character as seen by others. Instead of describing a character directly, the author can describe him through the eyes of another person. The reader gets as it were a reflected image. Here, Joseph Conrad, in his novel Rover, tells the reader how real, so Arlette, the dark, mysterious girls who had suffered in the revolution but lived through it. See, the example is given. Then the speech, the method, a particular tone. The author can give us an insight into the character of one of the persons in the book through what that person says. Whenever a person speaks, whenever he is in conversation with another, whenever he puts forward an opinion, he is giving us some clue to his character. Okay, thank you, sir, said Walter. You are very kind. I am sure I was not thinking of any reward, sir. So the methodology of talking. Then, of course, we have got here past life. By letting the reader learn something about the person's past life, the author can give us a clue to events that have helped to shape a person's character. How a particular person has become like that, indicating about the past lesson. See, here the assignment is given, that is not compulsory for you. Dear students, right now we are moving to our page number 111, the last part of this class, that is phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs, pages 12. After explaining the this phrasal verbs, I will just wind up the class with the homework. All right. So let us understand the phrasal verbs given on page number 111 and 12. Pass away. Pass away means to die. Yes. His uncle passed away at Roorkee. Pass by. Go by the side of. I waved to her as I passed by her. Tata dikana. Yes, yes. That is pass by. Go by the side of. I waved to her as I passed by her. Pass for. Be accepted. She passes for a model in the city. Accepted as. Pass off. Represent falsely. He passes himself off as a scholar. Bahana dikana. Yes. Take place. The Band passed off peacefully. Hartal. Yes. Pass, that is as pass off. Two meanings. Represent falsely. Yes. And take place. Pass on. Give. Mr. Gupta passed his property on to the Sri Aurobindo Trust. Pass out. Distribute. The report was passed out to all those who were present. Pass through. Undergo. The patient had to pass through a surgery. Tony is passing through a difficult phase in his life. Now pull, next phrasal verb which begins with pull. Pull down. Pull down means to demolish. Yes, the old house in the city was pulled down. Next word, pull in, arrive. When will the Shatabdi Express pull in? To arrive. I don't know when she is going to pull in. Pull off, succeeds in a plan. Reena pulled off a business deal. Succeed. Pulled on. Pull, yes. Pull out, leave. I pulled out of the partnership in the business. Leave the thing. Pull through, recover. She has pulled through her illness. recovered from her illness. Pull together, cooperate. We pull together to succeed. Pull up, reprimand. He was pulled up by the commanding officer, reprimanded. Then put, next phrasal verb that is given, put. Put across, convey. Being trained abroad, he puts his ideas across convincingly. Across, convey, communicate. Put aside, leave. Put aside the umbrella, unrealistic plans. Another one is save, put aside, save. Mr. Bose has put aside rupees 2 lakh for his daughter's education. Put away, give up. He put away his dreams of wealth. Put down, suppress. The army put down the rebellion. Write, that is, please put down your address on this paper. Put off, postpone. The judge put off the hearing of the case. Extinguish, put off the fire. Yes, the lights were put off by the servant. Put out, fire. Aag buchana, that is put out. Put off, switch off. The lights were put off by the servant. Put on, wear. She put on a pretty dress for the party. Wear, then add to, put on. She is putting on weight, gaining weight. On page number 112, put out. Put out means to extinguish. I have already told. The lights were put out. Put out, extinguish, buchana. Another one, band karna. Put off. Put off means band karna. Offend. The lady is put out as she was not invited to the party. Offended. Put out. Put up, erect. He put up a stall at the fete. Lodge. Lodge. I put up at my aunt's house for the night. Put up with, tolerate. I can no longer put up with his temper. Put up with, that is stay. She is putting up with a friend. Yes, dear students, those were the phrasal verbs. And finally, on page number 112, you have your homework. Now, let me remind you once again by giving you the homework. Run 6, 106, 108, then 112. Dear students, please pay attention to what we have learned today. We learned our unit number 7, that is sequence of tenses, rule number 1 and rule number 2. Do not try to by heart all these rules. That is not necessary. That is not possible. What you have to read thoroughly, go through these rules and try to understand it. That is the thing. Then, in the second part, we have learned about the description of characters. When you describe a person, some techniques that you need to follow, some points that you need to follow. Descriptive essay. That is what you are supposed to do. Then, the third part of our class, we learned about the meaning of various phrasal verbs, especially the phrasal verbs beginning with put, pass, pull, put, pass, pull, put. You have to learn these things. So, and finally, I have given here with your homework on page number 106 and 7, page number 106 and 7, assignment number, page number 8, assignment number 2, and page number 112, again the homework. So please do complete and forward to me. All the students are requested to complete the homework and forward it to me, and keep the things ready in your complete. You have to complete this one in your workbook, in your book itself, in your textbook itself. You have to complete and keep. For some of the students ask the doubt whether they need to send the homework of question number 2 in the specimen paper. No, you don't have to send that one. What you have to do, you have to write down in the copy, in your separate copy, and when the school formally begins, I will check all those things. So dear students, the things are clear for you. If any clarification that you have got, please don't hesitate to contact me. I will be helping you. Thus we have completed unit number 7, pages 106 to 12, and in our next class we will be dealing specimen paper number 7. All right, until then you take care. Bye bye. Thank you.